So you have started a brand new Football Manager save and you're wondering where you need to get started. It doesn't matter if it's your first, your fourth, or even your 40th save that you're starting in FM21. What you need to do for the first steps in every new save remains the same. And that today is what we're going to be focusing on in this video. Hello and welcome to what should be a bite-sized look at what to do on day one of your new save in Football Manager 2021. My name is Craig and we're going to get started straight away. I've just taken over at Borussia Dortmund, just because. And straight away we're into the inbox where we've got a number of items that have come through that would need our attention straight away. But we're going to take things slow, and first things first, we are going to go to the club vision and the expectations of the board for the coming season. So as you can see here, for Dortmund, you would look over it and then you decide if you want to change anything with these little negative tabs on the right hand side, if you wish to remove anything. Personally, if you're just starting to save for the first time, you may as well just click confirm, because you're not really going to have much say in what the board will want you to do in your first season. Several seasons in, you might actually be able to change a few things around. Once you've gone through the club vision and accepted it by clicking confirm at the bottom, head over to the club info page, which will just give you a little overview of what the club has been doing, not only in recent seasons, but also if they're involved in any European competitions. In Dortmund's case, they got the Champions League, and also the worldwide reputation. So for Dortmund, 4.5 stars out of 5, which means they have one of the best reputations in the world for a football club, especially as a professional status club. Unless you go start in the non-leagues, in which case semi-professional or amateur will be very common to you down there. Head over as well to the general tab under club info. Just give you an idea of exactly what is involved with this club, such as their nickname, the media prediction for where they believe you're going to come in the league, and also any rivalries that you may have with other teams, not even necessarily in your division, could be in any other division. It could be local teams, historic rivalries, etc. And if you just head over to the facilities, you can just have a look over how brilliant or how rubbish, depending on what team you started with, your facilities are. Your superb training facilities, superb youth facilities here at Dortmund, good academy coaching, excellent youth recruitment. For a top club, this would be the norm, but obviously the further down a pyramid in a country that you go, this is not going to be something you'll see. You will probably see adequate or very basic facilities, which over time you can hopefully improve. Once you've got yourself familiar with the club, regardless of if you know them very well or not, head over to the Finances tab just on the left hand side here, and first things first, you will want to check out how much transfer budget you indeed have. At Dortmund, £13.7 million. Obviously, again, this varies per club and league. And it's also worth seeing if the boards are going to be backing you with any funds in your first transfer window should you wish to make any changes. It's also worth noting the overall balance of the club as well as their projection for the next few seasons. This can determine how much wage budget or transfer budget even you may have in coming seasons, depending on your level of success at the club. This is always worth bearing in mind, along, if I just go back to summary, with whatever wage budget you may have been given. Bear in mind, if you start at a club who is amateur status, you will not have a wage budget to start. This is only for semi-professional and professional clubs only. Of course, on your first day of your new job, you will obviously want to evaluate your squad. Head over to the squad tab on the left hand side and you will come across your players currently at the club in the first team. Obviously, if you do filter on the right hand side here just at the top, you can filter down to your second team or even to your under 19s. For the moment, we'll just stick with senior squad, and it's completely up to you how you wish to evaluate your squad. You could do this by age to see how much of an aging or very young squad you may have, or even by current ability, by just sorting through the different columns under the squad screen. Could be by ability, by potential ability, so the future ability of your players should you give them playing time that they would need. How you see your squad going forward is completely down to how you want to play and how you want your save to turn out. It's completely down to you. But what I would recommend is seeing, especially for your first season, just see who is good enough to be in your first team or even on your subs and immediate reserves for the first season. Anyone else? Personally, I would move them out, or certainly move them out on loan to make sure they get some game time at least, so they're not just sitting there not getting any match time whatsoever. But as far as squad evaluation goes, it is completely down to you, especially if you go to team report, squad depth, and depending on what formation you wish to use, so it could be a 4-2-3-1 wide, for example, you can see the depth that your squad would have if you use this formation. Also, how good would your players be in this formation, and where you could actually be forced or want to strengthen in the transfer window. Of course, once you have evaluated your squad, you'll then need to decide what tactics are you going to play with said squad. You can either go to the tactics tab on the left hand side, or you have an inbox message saying tactical direction required, and from here you can create your own tactics. It will bring you to this screen where you would need to choose a tactical style. In Dortmund's case, this little thumbs up on the left hand side of control possession or gegenpress or even direct counter-attack, that is what my assistant manager is recommending to me that the squad will be good at playing. Particularly if you are a beginner to the game, I would recommend using one of these tactical styles which your assistant manager, assuming your squad has one, is recommending to you, purely because that is the one your players are going to be most familiar with. The same can also be for formation. So if I quickly just go back in, and if I choose control possession, I've then got to choose a formation. My assistant manager is recommending to me a 4-3-3. If our players are going to be most familiar with that, that's the one I'm going to go with. Heading over to your staff now, and as soon as you go into your staff page, first things first, are there any spaces that you need to fill out? So for Dortmund, for example, they need more coaches. And a performance analyst. These slots are still to be filled. There's still a lot of open scouts positions as well in the squad, as well as physios and sports scientists. I would recommend filling these slots with as high quality or as competent staff as you can, again depending on the level that you are at in each nation. And at the same time, go into responsibilities tab at the top, click overview, and what I would do to start off with is set all my tasks that I'm responsible for here, so it all shows the tasks on the page that are for me to deal with. That's a lot to take on, straight from the word go. So what I'll do, I'll delegate all of them to the staff that are already at the club, and then I would go through every single section and just pick out what it is I would like to keep a hold of. So for me, I'm still in charge of transfers. That is absolutely what I would want to do. Attend new signing. I would not attend press conferences. That's just my personal preference. Everyone is completely different. I would leave that to my assistant manager or coach or whoever is available at the club. Go through every single section, and it's completely up to you who you wish to delegate each task to. And of course, last and not least, we have the development centre here on Football Manager. This is something that a lot of people pay attention to, particularly those who do youth building saves, regardless of what nation they're in. So for Dortmund, of course, Yusufa Moukoko is the one that everyone has been wanting to see in the game, and he has been for the last few months since they did a patch update. Thank goodness. First team candidates are players that you might want to consider bringing into the first team or even just sending out on loan. For example, Yusufa Moukoko I mentioned. He's only 15 years old, you wouldn't be able to send him out on loan anyway. But he would be a player that, according to the game, you might want to consider for the first team. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It is completely down to you what you wish to do with your youth players. Have a look through your under-19s. Any players who are already out on loan or in loan at your club already. Borussia Dortmund, of course, certain clubs will have a B team. This is what Borussia Dortmund have, their second team. So many players would just go and play in a B team, which will play in the lower leagues in whatever nation you are in. And there you have it, a bite-sized look at what to do day one of your new save, regardless of what team, what nation that you are playing in. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful. Make sure to leave a like down below and click subscribe for more Football Manager content, and especially if you want to see more videos like this on just the sort of areas and sort of advice on where to go and where to look in your saves, please leave a comment down below and just let me know what you'd like to see. If you're interested in seeing more of these types of videos, then that's something I'll look to do in the future. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Remember, hit the like down below, click subscribe for more Football Manager content, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.